I think what's around the corner is the next version of lockdowns will come surrounded by climate change. And I believe that they will 100%. They're already part of the COVID response in Costa Rica, of all places, was they actually divided up by license plate who could drive on what days.
What?
Yep. They already did it. And they're doing it in Europe right now.
So I didn't hear that. That's pretty crazy.
It's happening. And this is a gas price, right? To combat gas prices, they are limiting who can drive on what days in countries.
Wow.
And in Costa Rica, it was around COVID to keep the number of people off the roads. And they did it because I know people that live there. So that is going to happen here. 100%. That will be, mark my words, it'll be around climate change. It's going to be an energy crisis, and they will restrict our movement and our freedoms around energy. And then it's going to be if you're a climate denier, if you just like the anti-vaxxers, now you're a climate denier, and they are going to restrict our freedom. And then already in the metaverse, there's social scores. Have you ever seen the show Black Mirror?
Yeah,
dude, that's
pretty scary shit.
That shit's just prophecy. That's all it is. It's the direction. It's the direction that we're headed. And I feel like as humans, if we can imagine it, we can do it. Right. Like, I think our imagination, everything that we invent begins in the imagination. Right.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that a lot of this stuff perpetuates itself by the imaginations of our minds. And I think that we'll end up where it's like, I get banned on Facebook all the time. So, hey, for the next 30 days, you're going to be restricted, or you can't do this. Eventually it's going to be, hey, you can't say that. Your car's shut off for 2 days.
So you're talking about this is you're implying the whole social score.
100%.
See, you hear a lot about it. I mean, Joe Rogan talks a lot about it in China, and something that's evident in China right now. Where's you do see that trying to imply that here?
1,000,000%. I don't think anymore that it can be labeled a theory. I think there is a full blown play.
That's scary shit.
It is scary shit, but it's the world we live in. Like, a lot of people think about, we need to fight for our freedoms. I think freedom is an illusion. I think we've long since lost it, if we ever had it. I think there's quite an illusion about who's really in control and how much freedom we think we actually have.
Oh, the last 2 years proved that, especially in Canada, and especially in Canada. I mean, the U.S. I mean, you got your Floridas and you got other states that kind of rebelled a bit. But I mean, in Canada, we were just walking puppets. We're just that. It was what it was, and everybody kind of, you couldn't open up your mouth. You're on social media, you open up your mouth, your account's banned. I mean, it just, everything was just, and it's crazy is a lot of the theories and the concepts that people were talking about at the beginning, saying about vaccines, about masks, and everything that they were blocking have now all come to truth, which is crazy.
Yes.
So when you actually look into the whole social score system of China, and how, I mean, you don't pay a bill, and guess what? Even if you have the money, you can't go to the movies now and stuff. The way they control everything, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, you can't get more communist than that. I mean, you're essentially you're being run by that.
Yeah, and that's why I think
where's the timeline? Where's your mindset? Where's the timeline with something like that?
I really think it depends on how much pushback we get, because I don't think that they want violence. I think that those that would seek to want that kind of world as a norm, I don't think that they want to achieve it through violence. I think they're smarter than that, because you try coming by violence, especially in this country, a lot of people are going to die.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
There's a lot of people here. Like, people think the government would have an easy time railroading over us as United States citizens.
Yeah,
bro, I'm telling you right now, 90% of the veterans in this country who know how to fight and have seen shit that would be on the side of the American citizen. It would not be that easy to take us over by violence. It would not be. So they have to do it through other means. And I think that we've already seen what happens is we become complacent toward freedom because of comfort. And so I feel like as long as people have their Netflix and have their coffee and they're relatively happy, they give up the rest of that to somebody else. And we'll end up in some very difficult times, I think. Timeline wise, it's just going to depend on, those truckers in Canada. I think those truckers in Canada bought the West another few years of time.
I 1,000% agree.
Because what happened here in the United States, coincidence or not, which I don't really believe it too much coincidence. All these mandates. I mean, think about how hard Trudeau is pushing on mandates, refusing to meet with the trucker convoy. He'll meet with BLM, but he won't meet with trucker convoy, which
crazy. Yeah.
Weird, huh?
Yeah.
So we go through this whole process of seeing this unfold, and then literally within 10 days of that sort of like reaching its peak, all of a sudden mandates disappear. State of the Union is calling for unity. Everything's like, we went from our president trying to fire multiple professions, key people in those for not getting vaccinated, right, by the mandate. And I'm not anti-vax, right? Like I'm not even an anti-vaxxer on a personal level. I am anti-mandate, but we went from the White House issuing a statement that says, prepare for a winter of death and destruction, to, hey, can't we all just get along here? There's no more mandates. What changed?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing, except a bunch of truckers mounted up, drove across the country, got some people's attention and said, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
And I think that the United States saw this. If Canadians, these nice people drinking syrup and hanging out at Tim Hortons, if these nice people can do this, if enough I 1,000% American citizens get pissed off and they do this, it's gonna be really, really bad. And I think that I think leaders in the West decided, okay, we've pushed this as far as we can push it. And I think that we were on the brink of a lot more violence, and those truckers saved the West.